My name is Justin Pullman, and I'm going to be talking about the statistic that shows the efficiency of an NBA player. Not even an NBA player, just any player in general. There's so many different roles in basketball, whether you're 7'5" and you need to get rebounds and play good defense, or if you're 6'1" and you need to, drive to the basket and pass to others to create, or you're 6'6", and all you want to do is be able to score. There's different ways of showing how these players are effective. Obviously, you can't say if you don't score you're not a productive player. So this statistic has been built by a bunch of different people to show the efficiency of all these different roles. So what there is in basketball, there's main stats, which are rebounds, whether it's offensive or a defensive rebound, assists, which is when you pass to someone who scores right after the pass. If you score yourself, the ball goes through the bucket, you get 1, 2, or 3 points. And then blocks is if you deny a shot that's going towards the rim. So with all of these statistics that are tallied every game, obviously, like I said, you can't tell who's productive based on who just scores. So even though at the end of the game it's whoever has the highest score, there's a whole entire process to get to that point in a game plan. So what they do is every time there is a possession, which is when your team has the ball, and the only way you lose that possession is when the other team gains possession themselves of the ball. That is like I said, it is a possession, and so what they do is they get all of these stats, and I'll include this next to this video, but they get all of these stats, and they divide them by how many possessions there's been. So, you'll have rebounds, blocks, points, like I said before, and then it'll show how many possessions you've had. So, for example, if you've had 15 possessions and you've only scored 5, 6 points and that's it, you're going to probably be in the negative because that's how it's, scored. I have a statistic from the Jazz and Rockets game last night that shows why the Rockets had one of their worst games of the season, because everybody was in minus. All of them played over 50 to 60, 70 possessions, yet they didn't score, they didn't get very many rebounds, and the Jazz, did capitalize on those, and it shows why their team won. So overall, what this is showing the efficiency of all these different roles, and based on how many minutes you get, you're going to get more possessions that you play in, and based on those possessions, if you don't get any rebounds, if you don't get any assists, if you don't get any points, then you're going to be in the negative. And now coaches look at this report and see that this individual, a hypothetical person, was scoring decent. They got a lot of assists, they got a few rebounds, and they're in the +2 or +3. They would think that this is an efficient player that they would want to have on the court, and this is a statistic that they look at in whole rather than just looking at the basic stats that show up at the end of the game. So, for example, James Harden is the leading scorer in the NBA, second leading scorer in the NBA, and he had a -27 on his plus-minus. He attempted 16 field goals and only converted on 5 of those. He shot 8 3-pointers and only converted on 2 of those. So all of those missed shots were possessions where he did not do anything, and only a total of 5 possessions where he did score, which is his main threat, he capitalized. So it shows that he had a -27 for his performance, and it reflects on the 118 to 91 loss. So statistics will tell everything at the end of the game. I could look at the plus minuses from both teams, and whoever has more in the plus area, then I know that team was just going to win.